When there's an emergency, seconds count. Lights and sirens help get first responders to the scene fast, but what if the place you need to be is somewhere on a transit system's rail network? Well, that's where this truck comes in. It's used by the Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority's police department. They call it a Rail Rescue Vehicle, or RRV. Police agencies around the country use armored trucks like this in risky situations, but this one has an extra feature that separates it from the rest. Yep, on the front and back, you can see it's got high rail gear installed. Now, you've probably seen high rail trucks inspecting tracks or doing other jobs. Railroads and the companies that work with them use these vehicles for all kinds of things. But the MARTA Police Department has a different use for its high rail truck, protecting people and potentially saving lives.
So I'll give you a situation in particular. If it's 75, 85 overpass, the train is stuck right there, we're able to take this vehicle and make our deployment from that overpass, whereas other SWAT vehicles may not be able to do that because they're not high rail accessible.
MARTA trains ride on and through all kinds of infrastructure, from ground level lines to elevated structures and tunnels. So basically, the RRV can go places a normal police car or tactical vehicle can't. And this specialized truck is used by a specialized organization within the MARTA Police Department. It's known as SORT. That stands for Special Operations Response Team. Think of it kind of like the MARTA Police Department's version of SWAT. Now, let's take a look at some of the features on this beast. It's called a BearCat, and it's made by Lenco. It's hard to tell, but it's based on a Ford Super Duty truck. Like any other emergency vehicle, the RRV has lights and sirens. But here's something most police cars don't have, a thermal camera system. It helps officers see in the dark. Of course, this thing is also armored, and it has a rotating turret at the top. And check this out, it looks like the tailpipe has some protection too. Inside the truck, there's plenty of room for team members in the back. Up front, it looks a lot like the driver's compartment of a big pickup truck, aside from the extra switches and screens. So how exactly do they get the truck from the road to the rails? Well, throughout the MARTA system, there are paved areas like this where high rails can get on and off the tracks. Now keep in mind, the tracks here and throughout the entire MARTA heavy rail network are restricted areas. And for good reasons, fast trains and high voltage, among other things. I've emphasized how unique it is that the RRV has high rail gear, but this truck has other uses away from the tracks.
It's a rail and a road vehicle, so we had to actually execute warrants. We're able to use this vehicle as well.
Hopefully, there aren't any life-threatening situations that this truck has to respond to, but the officers with the MARTA Police Department and the Special Operations Response Team are certainly prepared.
We're customer-centric in the sense of we're there for the patrons when they need us, if a situation requires it. So yeah, we're there.
Officer White told me the only time they've put the rail rescue vehicle on the tracks so far was for training. Now the footage I got of the RRV was from the 2022 Touch a Truck event at the Eastlake MARTA station. There were tons of large vehicles on display here. There was an old Atlanta Transit Company bus, and MARTA was also showing off one of its new electric buses. Manufacturer New Flyer calls this the Excelsior Charge.
It was extremely quiet, and check this out, it's got charging equipment on its roof. Now, the way this works is that a bus stops at a charging station, then a pantograph comes down and makes contact with these charging bars.
Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this quick look at a very unique high rail vehicle. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.